Hi, this playlist that we are going to be starting is going to be about Comenius and his materials. On Latinum.org.uk you will find a DVD that I produced with the entire text of Comenius's Orbis Sensualium Pictus read in Latin, English Latin, going through the whole thing, and then again on another DVD read in Latin only. What I'm going to be doing here is just giving you a small taste of the book. We'll read bits and pieces of it, but if you want the whole thing, you need to visit latinum.org.uk and get the DVD with the MP3 files. It's well worthwhile learning this text. Comenius wrote it for beginning students so that they could learn enough Latin to get on with speaking the language and be able to read a wide range of texts. Remember that in the 1600s, all academic materials were written in Latin, and so it wasn't enough just to be able to read the classics. You needed quite a broad vocabulary as well. And also, Comenius was preparing his students for being able to speak Latin and write Latin, because if you went into one of the learned professions or went to university anywhere in Europe, then you had to be able to function in that language. The edition that I am using is the edition of Charles Hoole, and it's available on Google Books. If you search for Orbis Sensualium Pictus. The other advantage of this text is because it was so famous, it exists in a great many editions in different languages. So if you have another language version, which there are plenty of them on Google or on Europeana, you can listen to the Latin only text and follow along with the translation in your language. Just about every European language has an edition of this book. It was very famous in its time. So, Orbis Sensualium Pictus. I'm going to start and read to you actually from chapter 3. The world, mundus. Caelum, the heaven or the sky, habet ignem, has fire, et stellas, and stars. Nubes, clouds, pendent, hang, in aere, in the air. Aves, birds, volant, they fly, sub nubibus, under the clouds. Pisces, fish, natant, swim, in aqua, in water. Terra, the earth, habet montes, has got mountains. Silvas, woods or forests. Campos, fields. Animalia, animals. Hominis, and men. Ita, thus. Maxima corpora mundi, the greatest bodies of the world. Quatuor elementa, the four elements, as it was understood by Aristotle, the four elements. Sunt, they are, plena, full, habitatoribus suis, of their own inhabitants. So the earth is full of living things. And that is a typical chapter of the Orbis Sensualium Pictus. I'm going to run through, he sort of runs through the whole world. Goes through animals, plants, serpents. Let's have a look at the chapter on the outward parts of man. This is chapter 40. Membra hominis externa, the outward parts of man. Caput, the head. Est supra, is above. Infra, below. Pedes, are the feet. Anterior pars colli, the forepart of the neck. That's the forepart of the neck. Quod desnit in axillas, which ends at the armholes, so the the neck comes down as far as here, est jugulum, the throat, posterior, cervix, the back part, is the cervix. Pictus, the breast, est ante, is in front, dorsum, the back, est retro, so dorsum, the back, is behind. Feminis, women, sunt in illo, they have in it, binae mammae, two breasts, cum papillis, with nipples. Sub pectore, under the chest, est venter, is the stomach. In eius medio, in its middle, umbilicus, the belly button, umbilicus. Subtus inguine, beneath is the groin, et pudenda, and the, what he calls here, the privities, the private parts. Scapulae, the shoulder blades, these bones here, sunt a tergo, they are at the back, a quibus, from which pendent humeri, hang the upper arms, ab his brachia, and from these the arms, cum cubitor, with the elbow, inde, and then ad utrumque latus, on either side, manus, the hand, dextera, the right, et sinistra, and the left. Lumbi, the loins, excipiunt humerus, they are next to the shoulders, right? Cum coccyx, with the hips, so you have your loins at the side here, and your hips, cum coccyx. Et in podice, and in the breech, it's in the crack at the back. Culo, nates, are the buttocks. Ab solvunt peden, making up the foot. Femur, the thigh. Tum crus, and then the leg. Genu intermedio, the knee being between them. Inquo sura, in which is the calf. Cum tibia, with the shin bone. Ab hinc tali, and then the ankles. Calx, the heel, that's calcaneum. Et solum, the sole, the bottom of the foot. In extremo, in the very end, hallux, the big toe. Cum quator digitis, with 4 digits. That's the 4 other toes. So there we have his description of the human body. He's got other descriptions of the head, the internal organs, the bones, the senses, and so on. He's also got descriptions of the house and various trades, mine, stable, clocks, painting, and he goes into philosophy as well. And let's have a look at his little section on ars scriptoria, the art of writing. Veteres, the ancients, scribebant, they wrote, in tabellis keratis, in wax tablets, aeneo stilo, with a brass stylus, or a thing that's pointy thing that you scratch in the wax with. Cuius parte cuspidata, and with the sharp end of it, exarabantur literae, the letters were scratched in, rusum vero, but the other side of the pointed stick, which was flattened, obliterabantur plana, so it was obliterated with the flat end of the stick. So it was one end was sort of had a little flat bit, and the other end was sharp. Deinde, afterwards, litteras pingebant, letters were painted literally. Subtili calamo, with a small reed. That's hollow, so you can dip it in ink and it'll write. Nos utimur ansarina penna. We use a goose quill. quies caulem, of its, with the stem of it, temperamus, scalpello, we form with a pen knife, scalpello, tum intingimus credam in atramentario. And then we dip the nib in atramentario in the inkwell. Quod obstruitur operculo, which is closed up with a lid, because you don't want to spill the ink. Et pennas recondimus, and we keep our pens in calamario, in a pen box. Sicamus scripturam, we dry the writing, carta bibula, with blotting paper. Well, arena scriptoria, or with writing sand, which you would sprinkle on the ink to absorb the ink, so it wouldn't, it was very absorbent type of sand. Ex teca pulveraria, out of a sand box, or powder box. Et nos quidem, and we, scribimus a sinistra, so we indeed write a sinistra dextrosum, from the left towards the right. Hebrei, the Hebrews, a dextra, from the right hand, sinistrorsum, towards the left. Chineses et Indi ali, the Chinese and other Indians, assumo, from the top, deorsum, towards the bottom. So here he's using this to teach us dextrorsum, towards the right, sinistrorsum, towards the left, and deorsum, towards the bottom. That's the one about writing. It's got a section on eclipses, the parts of Europe, and then starts off with philosophy, temperance, humanity, justice, liberality, and then human relations, masters and servants, and then the description of a city, judgment, weights and measures, etc. And it's all very interesting. The Tormenting of Malefactors is an interesting chapter. Supplicia Malefactorum shows how the world has moved on, in some parts of the world anyway. Malefici, malefactors, that's wicked, evil people. Producuntur e carcere, are brought from prison. Ubi torqueri solent, where they are accustomed to be tortured. Per lictores, by sergeants. Well, equo raptantur, or they are dragged by a horse. Ad locum supplici, to the place of punishment. Fures, thieves. Suspenduntur, a carnifice, are hanged by the hangman. In patibulo, on the gallows. Maici, whoremasters, decollantur, the heads are cut off. Homicidae, sicari, that's murderers. Ac latrones, piratae, that robbers and pirates. Well, imponuntur rotae, either laid on a wheel. That was a nasty thing. If you look it up on Google, you'll find it. The wheel punishment, look it up. Cruci fragio plexi, having their legs broken. Well, palo in figuntur, or they are stuck on a stake. Nice. Striges, witches, that's lamiae. Cremantur, super rogum, are burned on a pyre. Quidam antiquam supplicio, and some before they are executed. Afficiantur e linguantur, they have their tongues removed. Aut plectuntur manu, or have their hand cut off. Super cipum, on a block. Aut forcipibus, or with pincers, uruntur, they are burned. Vita donati, their life given. Constringuntur numilis, they are set on a pillory. Luxantur, they are strapadoed. Imponuntur equilio, they are set upon a wooden horse. Truncantur auribus, their ears are cut off. Caeduntur virgis, they are whipped with rods. So these are people that are not killed, but are punished in other ways. Stigmate notantur, they are branded. Relegantur, they are banished. Damnantur, they are condemned. Ad triremes, to the galleys, that's the boats. So you have to row. Well, ad carcerem perpetuum, or into perpetual imprisonment. Per dueles, and traitors. Discerpuntur quadrigis, they are pulled apart by 4 horses, one attached to each limb, and the horses are then whipped, and of course off they go, and not a nice way to go. So that's how things were done. Not that nice. And then he ends with the last judgment and the close. He ends like this: clausula, the close. Ite vidisti summatim res omnes, and so you have seen a brief description of all things, quae poturent ostendi, which can be showed, et didicisti, and you have learned, voces primarias, the chief words, Anglicae et Latinae, English and Latin. So Anglicae et Latinae linguae. Perge nunc, go now, et lege diligenter alios bonos libros, and read other good books, ut fias doctus, that you may be educated, sapiens, wise, et pius, and godly. Memento horum, remember these things. Deum time, fear God, et invoca eum, and call upon him, ut largiatur tibi spiritum sapientiae, vale, that he may bestow upon you the spirit of wisdom. Farewell. So, this is the Orbis sensualium Pictus. If you are serious about Latin, whether you want to just read it or you want to be able to speak it, I would highly advise either just getting the book from Google Books and studying it. The problem, of course, is that the Google Book version does not have the long and short vowels. In the recorded version, because I've marked up the text and checked the quantity of all these words, the long and short vowels are as correct as I can get them. And so if you go to latinum.org.uk, you'll find there a list of all of the DVDs I produced, the Adler course, various other courses, and of course the 2 DVDs of the Orbis sensualium Pictus. The prices are ridiculously low. They're not much above production price. I think you pay more for postage than you do for the DVDs themselves. Anyway, that's it. Vale.